My wife laughed while her coworker flicked a dollar bill at me and said, "I'll take good care of her tonight." She left the party with him like I was a coat she forgot on a chair. By the next day, her key didn't fit our front door, and her boyfriend was screaming at her on voicemail. I built custom barbecue smokers for a living. I welded steel, paid the mortgage early, and came home smelling like work. My wife lived for corporate parties, networking, and looking high-end. For years, she acted like I was fine at home, but embarrassing in public. So when she suddenly said, "You have to come to my company party," my gut went tight. She didn't want me there. She needed me there, like a prop. The hotel was pure money. My wife went into her work mode and treated me like furniture with legs. Then her coworker showed up. Slick suit, perfect hair, smile like a warning label. He leaned into my wife like they'd practiced it. He said, "Oh, you're the husband." Then he snapped a single dollar onto the table in front of me. "Don't worry, champ," he said. "I'll take good care of her tonight." People laughed. My wife laughed too. That was the part that burned. I picked up the dollar, folded it slow, and said, "Thanks, that's the down payment on your hospital bills." Then I walked out before I did something that would ruin my life. She didn't come home. At 4 a.m., my phone pinged with a hotel suite charge on our joint card, so I screenshot it and saved it. At sunrise, she crept in wearing his monogrammed suit jacket and a fresh hickey like she was 16. When I asked where she'd been, she hit me with coworkers' suites and curling iron like I was new here. I went to the hardware store the next morning and bought new deadbolts, grade 1, the kind burglars cry about. My oldest helped me install them without asking questions. When she got back and her key failed, she stood on the porch hissing my name. "The key isn't working," she snapped. "Yeah," I said. "Neither is our marriage." She tried to push past me. "This is my house too." "Not today," I said. "Go stay with your boyfriend." By then, the neighbors had urgent reasons to be outside listening. Her lawyer letter showed up fast. She wanted support and half my business, the one she used to call just welding. I called my attorney, and he brought in a forensic accountant. In days, we found hotels, spas, dinners, and shopping charged to my business account. Tens of thousands, plus transfers to an LLC with the same initials as her boyfriend. Then my lawyer asked, real casual, "What's the name of your subsidiary?" I told him. He grinned and asked who ran marketing over there. I pulled payroll. My stomach flipped. Her boyfriend worked for my company, so I scheduled a mandatory meeting at the subsidiary. All division heads. 10 a.m. sharp. He walked in confident until he saw me at the head of the table. First, his smile locked in place and wouldn't move. Then his tan face went pale under the overhead lights. Next, his fingers trembled as he opened his leather folder. After that, I pulled the dollar bill out, nice and flat. Then I slid it down the table like a verdict. "I think this is yours," I said, voice calm. He tried to talk, but I cut him off. I reminded him he threw money at his boss at a company event. HR stared at her notepad like it was a shield. I said, "You're fired. Effective immediately. Security will walk you out." He whispered, "You can't." I smiled. "I literally can. I sign your paycheck." A few hours later, I got a forwarded voicemail. His voice was panicked. "You didn't tell me your husband owns the company," he yelled at my wife. "You said he was just some guy who builds grills." Court came fast. Her lawyer tried to paint me as controlling and vindictive, but my attorney dropped receipts and bank transfers on the judge's bench. Weekend hotels, business funds, money sent to the boyfriend's LLC. The judge looked right at my wife and said, "You stole from the marital estate to fund an affair. You don't get rewarded for that." I got the house. I kept the business. I got custody, with her visits supervised until she proved she could act right. She got her personal stuff, and the old Corolla I'd planned to donate. When we walked out, my son shook his head and said, "Dad, that was brutal." I said, "No, that was fair. If you were in my shoes, would you have changed the locks or done something worse?"